Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. We are live right here for today's match. My name's Phil. Welcome to the pre-match show. We want to know what your views are, your comments are on today's team news. So we want your score predictions, your views on the team and everything. Join us live before the Aston Villa versus Leicester game.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie and Co-Estate Agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, indeed. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. We're doing it slightly differently today because there's that many lads gone to the match, and Elijah and Michael out in the States aren't available to do the watch-along. So you've got me today. We're going to do a pre-match show, we'll do a half-time match show, and we'll do a full-time show today. A little bit differently, a bit more old school. Get your views in, get your comments in, and of course, we'll get as many of those comments up on screen. I want to know your views to the team when we go through it, but don't forget, just like this. Good evening. Andreas says it's a must-win game today. Do you agree with Andreas? I'm not sure it is must-win, but I do think it would be nice to have it as at least a draw today. But I hope we win, of course. The councillor, good evening, sir, says, afternoon, Phil, big game coming up. Do Villa look like they're in better form now that Stevie Gerrard is in charge of them? What do you reckon to that, councillor, indeed? Carlos says, good afternoon. I'll take a 1-1 draw. I'm a bit with you. I would take a draw today, if I'm honest, but we need to start off better than we have in the last few games. What has been going on with the first halves recently? It's not been so good. Ben wants to talk about the team. No Vardy, he says. Just before we get onto the team news, Tom is down at the game. Let's see if we can add Tom. I can hear you, Tom. Talk. You talk. We're trying to do sign language. Tom, I can hear you, I think.
Hello, mate. You're right.
Go for us. Give us your views. Your views.
I can't hear you, though, Phil. That's the problem.
That's fine.
Okay, then, mate. Well, what can you say? Hey, look, my views, it's a solid lineup for today, so quite happy with that. I'll just turn the camera as it goes to the side as Casper's coming out. There we go, Casper and the boys have come out, but that's a solid lineup, isn't it? I mean, I'm quite happy with that. You know, we expected changes to me in the game. I think we needed changes in the game after the other night. Vardy can't keep going every single game, but obviously the team stays striking goal. Samuel right back, Evan Sancho, Thomas. Jubilee gets a start in the Premier League with Nvidia and Madison in midfield with an attacking force of Luckman, Barnes and Aston Becker. I haven't seen the subject, Phil, so I'm blind to that. But no, more than happy with that lineup. And it's a tough game today for me to possibly for the part. Let's hope the boys can put on a performance for 90 minutes instead of 45 to win most of the season.
I'm not sure if you can hear me now or not, but it's not a great line. But just show me.
I'll keep going.
Get your camera around. Do that, Tom.
Get your views and guys, obviously, because you want to know what you're thinking around the chat.
Tom, get your phone and do a bit of that.
Where's the beer and pie? And mate, I've just been down to the concourse in the upper tier, and there's literally only one on the start. There's no beer in the upper stand. That's the concourse. Literally 2 people behind it, absolute balls. Good afternoon. I'm watching from the next 3-1 Leicester win.
Tom, it is a terrible line.
The box, good lineup. Yeah, get using guys. What's the good lineup today? I mean, you know, changes from the other night, and the good changes, all solid changes.
So I'm just going to mute Tom for a minute. He can't hear us, so we don't know what's going to go on. I'm going to put some comments on the screen here. So Liam says, "Where's the beer and pie in hand?" Liam says, "Listen." Liam says here, It's a decent lineup. Sorry, that was Carlos saying that. Lawrence says, good afternoon. I'm watching from Liberia, and it's a 3-1 win for Leicester. Is Vardy a sub? Says Andreas. We'll get you the subs. Vardy is a sub indeed. I'll put them up on screen in a minute for you. Carlos says he's in Birmingham. The signal makes him look like he's on the moon, which isn't great, I must admit. Get your views and get your comments in on the team, and I'm going to put Tom back on now. Tom. He can't hear us. Bless him. He just can't hear us. There we go. Look, he's showing us the ground, which is great. So we'll do that. We'll keep Tom there. We'll keep looking at his things. Stephen says it might be good to see Vardy on the bench for the first half, and in the second half, let Daka have a start. Let's go full screen there for you. Matty says nervous today. Everything crossed. Indeed. In fact, I'm just going to put in the comments, if you're watching this, I'm going to put in the comments if you want to come on live. I've just put it there. So if you do want to come on live and give us your views, click on the link and let us know what you think to today. Ross, do you want to come on and give us some of your thoughts? Ross says, hey up, Tom, you're going to play some football like I did the other day at Southampton. Ross, we saw some of your skills. It was bang average. To be fair, it was quite funny. It got a lot of views. So let us know, Ross, what you think on today's game. Curtis says, Kieran Dewsbury Hall gets his chance. So does Daka. Let's have it, boys. What do you reckon to that then? Obviously, the big news is that Jamie Vardy is on the bench. I'll get the bench. Let me just get the bench and put it up there. Bear with me a second. I am literally doing it while we speak. Here we go. Right, let's put the subs news on the bottom. So the subs are Danny Ward, Jamie Vardy, Marco Brighton, Kelechi Iheanacho, Ozzy Perez, Hamza Chowdhury, Jan Vestergaard, Daly Campbell, Sumeri. So Sumeri's dropped there. Is he dropped? Are we dropping players, or are we just rotating in there? Let's add Ross in. Ross, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Thanks, Ross. Crikey, it was a bit hard to hear Tom there, actually, in Villa Park. What do you reckon to the team today, Ross? Is it rotation?
I've briefly seen it. I know Daka's up front. Let's have a look at the team.
That's the subs. Let me put the team up. It's Schmeichel, Castagna, Evans, Soyuncu, Thomas, and then Ndidi, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Harvey Barnes, Maddison, Lookman, and Daka. So Sumari and Vardy effectively have been moved to the bench. Is that to give them a bit of a rest?
I mean, the way that Ndidi played the other day, and again, I apologise. I said Ndidi was man at match. It was a slip of the tongue. I meant to say Dewsbury the other day against Southampton. I'm surprised he was in the team to fair. He didn't have the greatest game against Southampton. But that looks like a good attack inside. You know, Madders in there, Lookman, Daka. I mean, yeah, I agree. LCFC agree. Nice to see Daka start for a change. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's me, Dad. It's me, Dad. Showing the new settee. Well, basically, I've got a new settee. It's the nice settee. The only reason that one's blue is because the other, the cushions, they got left behind. So it's a bit of a mixture colour for now.
Ross, only on Leicester Fan TV could we be getting a tour of Ross's house and looking at
salad. We've had Salad Gate. We've had Sofa Gate. We've had everything Gate. So
I'm going to try and add Tom back in because he's at Villa Park. Let's see if we've got any better sound. Yeah, Tom.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, Thomas.
That's better. Can you hear us now, Tom?
Yeah, lads.
There you are. So, Tom, we're just talking, Tom, is Jamie Vardy and Sumari, is that rotation or is that more with Dewsbury Hall?
Dewsbury Hall more deserves to be starting after his performance of coming off the bench on Wednesday night against Southampton and putting a very, very solid performance in some ways dragging the whole of the team up a couple of gears and saying, look, boys, it's not good enough. The youngsters have to come on the pitch, pick you all up and get you into going in the second half. So fair play, he's got it. Look, Vardy can't play every game, we know that, and I think that is generally just rotation. And it probably tells you how important the game is in midweek. I think Brendan probably wants to start in the way next Thursday.
Yeah, you're talking about the game on Thursday at the Europa League.
I just think that might show you how important that game is for our season. and to Brendan for delay that we need to still be in Europe after Christmas in Europa League and not in the Europa Conference. And Western Garden today is an interesting one because we've got a very good record, so it's hard to know that. But it's another chance. It's a chance for Patton back to get some Premiership football in his belt. And if he plays like he's done in Europe, then he'll have every chance to get an opportunity.
Ross, Mick has said here that Dewsbury Hall, he says, glad to see Dewsbury Hall has finally been given a start. Listen, I'm not being critical of Dewsbury Hall, Ross, but a lot of Leicester fans are building him up as though he's the next Messiah. We've got to keep a lid on it slightly, haven't we, Ross, with him?
We
or
have.
Would we see it today?
We have, obviously. Let's hope again. I mean, you know, from when he did the under-23s, it was good. He was brilliant, excellent for Luton. Obviously, all the Luton fans are raving about him, and it's good to see him get a start. You know, and I think it's a good time. I think Aston Villa, you know, they've just got Steven Gerrard, yeah, of course, mate. Steven Gerrard and everything. So I'm glad they lost before they played us, by the way. Because they're a good side, Villa. So it'll be a very good game today, obviously. So yeah, it'll be a tough game. I think Dewsbury, you know, I can see him getting on the score sheet. I don't know. I just got that feeling he's just going to get on the score sheet. It's got an absolute peach.
I'm going to go back to Tom. Tom, if you can hear me, a lot of people talking about us not being able to keep a clean sheet. It does seem a few people saying that Johnny Evans there. What's your thinking on the defence? I can't see a clean sheet.
Well, let's put it this way: if we were to concede today, that would go into our worst run of clean sheets. That's was not conceded a goal of 14. Last time that was 05-06. That's how long ago since we kept 14 games with these. We don't get clean sheets today. That's it's a long time since that record was broken. Look, Johnny Evans come back, and I think we all thought that the defence would sharpen up and we'd look more solid. We haven't bits and pieces, but if we're honest about it, you know, the form of probably most of the back line of the team haven't done it. You know, if you look at Torrance, he was a well beaten last year, and this year he looks half a player. It maybe to show you how much of a player Farner is and how much he looks at Farner in the back line of playing. You know, agility at the back. But look, let's not get too downhearted about it. You know, win today and we can still push it somewhere like 7th or 8th depending on results, and everyone will be rosy. A loss today, obviously we're still in that 10th or 11th position again depending on where the results go. But today for me, I just want a performance. That's all I'm expecting. I want a good performance on the lads, 90 minutes, not 45, not 15 minutes to start with, and then back to the next. I want a solid 90 minutes that we play like we did against Manchester United today, and really show heart, desire, and hunger to go and close Villa down. Because although Villa might have lost their first loss, as Ross pointed out on the Tuesday night to Manchester City, if you ask any Villa fan who I know work for Leicester in my area, they will all say to you they were very unlucky not to get a point. And from seeing most of the highlights of the game, they were unlucky not to get a point out. We had enough chances in the second half to get something from the game. So by all means, it's not unusual. Go on to give them this Villa team belief and confidence that we actually play together at this level with a freedom today, not sit back and try and stay in the counter like that. So look, let's hope our defence is pushed on today. Another big game from Luke Thomas at left back position, and going to be interesting now.
Are you next to the home section, Tom? Well, doing your thing.
It's right on the edge. Tom, I've just put you on mute for a minute because the sound is like a bit like a Dalek, so I will shout you back in. We'll keep your picture on. Ross, I'm going to ask Ross a couple of questions. Of course, the councillor reminds everybody, particularly who's at the ground, there is that 6-minute applause for the toddler. He's put Alfie. I thought it was. Is it Alfie? Is that right?
I think it's Al. I'm not sure. I think it's Alfie.
But obviously, everybody at the ground will respect
that.
Ryan wants to know where is Arthur. I thought it was Arthur. Thank you.
Arthur,
I think he's put. That's why I was a bit confused when he's put that. Ryan asks Ross, where is Ricardo? Because he's not on the subs bench and he's not in the starting lineup.
I don't have his phone number, so no. I'll look at his number. No, on a serious, I think he's still injured. I think he's still a few weeks away.
Yeah.
I was watching something last night. The reason I'll bring this up. So I was watching a review of 99-00 season with Matt Elliott scored 11 goals as a centre-back, right? Why can't Soyuncu do that? Why can't we stick a centre-back up front, when we're losing and stuff?
Well, look, to repeat that, or put a flick on that, Ben says, what minute are we conceding from a set piece today?
Oh dear, it's like a running gag, but in like it's hard. You try not to laugh about it, but you just know it's going to happen. Like when we did a Goldilocks challenge last year when we got the correct stone, why don't we do one for this time, but not concede from a set piece and a clean sheet? The question is, who will be willing enough to shave the red?
Thank you, Ross. You've just volunteered, Baldy Ross. Jake says, I think Brendan is just thinking about the Napoli game with regards to changing the team around. Tom, this is what you were saying. And Barnes, he says, Madison Barnes are on form and hopefully we'll sort out defence out. Tom, do you think it is about Napoli on this Thursday, this week?
I think Vardy will have played 2 games in a row now from Premier League 2 times a week, so he's not going to chip him in for a third one. So I think it's quite obvious there's going to be a change in the style. But I think the team's actually good on Southampton. The problem with his mind is that he wants to say that Vardy wasn't. Because
I think the Tannoy guy
Tom, have a word with the Tannoy man. Just tell him to shut the. Honestly,
well, I'm gonna drop off in a second.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna get my score prediction in.
Go on then.
I think. My nana said 2-1. By the way, I spoke to her earlier. She's gonna get a Leicester shirt on. She's gonna send me a video saying, "Come on, you foxes."
How old's your nana? Isn't she 90, Ross?
90, yeah. She told me today when I went to go and see her, she went 9-0 again, hopefully. But obviously it didn't happen, but it was nice. But I think 2-1. I'd love to keep a clean sheet, but I just don't think it'll happen. It just doesn't at the minute. It's just the way we are. And Dak, I want Daka to get a goal, and I think Dewsbury will get one. I just think out of nowhere he's going to score a peach with that left foot of his. He'll score an absolute peach.
All right, Ross, thanks for joining us. We'll see you later, hopefully.
Yeah, no worries. I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy it, game, Tom, and I can't wait to see you on TV giving a bit of that. So just do it that way.
All right, we'll see you later, Ross. I'll let Ross go. Tom, I'm going to come back to you. I want your score predictions. The sound is like chod, so if you can, nice and quick, give us your score predictions.
We're going to go for a 2-1 Leicester win. We won't likely, but I've got a feeling the team want to do just a diamond to today, and I hope we're talking at the end of it.
Brilliant. All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Thanks so much for joining us, Tom. We'll see you later. There he is. There's Tom. He's at Villa Park. Keep getting your views in. I know, Nick, I'm sorry. I know it wasn't very great audio. He's at the game. Blimey, he's done well to click in. So thanks to that. Thanks so much for Tom. The counsellor, thank you for all your comments. Keep coming in. I think Mr. Fox's Arms is ready to join us. Are you, Jamie? He's nodding his head. Let's add Jamie. Fresh from the show this morning, if you didn't see it, 10 a.m. every Sunday morning, the Fox's Arms, the famous Aftermath show.
Oh, yes, the famous
Jamie.
Fox's Aftermath show.
Jamie, come on, we've got the team now. The debate seems to be that he's maybe got an eye on the Europa League as well. But what's your thoughts on the starting lineup?
Well, I'm not surprised he's given Vardy a bit of a rest. He needs it, doesn't he? He's 35 in January. He's played. This would be his 3rd game in 7 days. Well, 8 days actually. I think it would be too much. I don't think he'll play against Napoli anyway. I think he'll be used as a super sub kind of thing, and then he'll be safe for the Newcastle game, which I think is more important. With the Premiership points the week after, so Dakar can do a job. It's a chance for him to shine and see what we paid the 22 million for, 23 million for. So hopefully we'll be all right with that. Dakar should be pretty good. I'm glad to see Kieran Dewsbury Hall in the team. That's a nice one. I think he changed the game against Southampton, didn't he?
Well, that's exactly what LCFC Gray said. Just here, he says Kieran Dewsbury Hall turned the game on Wednesday. He deserves a chance. Sumari's been. The jury is out for Sumari on me. I've seen some quite good stuff, but I've seen some bang average stuff from him as well. I know he's a young lad, but I just worry slightly with having Dewsbury Hall in the team and Maddison in the team. It's very similar sorts of players, Jamie, or do you see it differently?
Well, yeah, they are similar in ways, aren't they? But I think Dewsbury Hall will be playing a slightly different role today. But why do we need 2 central defensive midfielders in there anyway? Which we have been playing with Sumer and Ndidi. Maybe he's a bit worried about the conceding the goals, but it hasn't worked, has it? Probably going the first form of defence is attack. That's probably the way he's looking at it today, I think, maybe. But yeah, I'm happy to see him in there. Both of them, it's his chance to shine. Him and Dewsbury Hall and both Dakar, it's both their chance to shine. Both first Premiership starts. Hopefully we do well. And it's a decent game, local derby. East versus West, isn't it? Yeah, Village and West Midlands, isn't it? Yeah. So East versus West Midlands derby. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully they both can shine.
I've not seen your score prediction, Jamie. I'm going to assume, let me guess, you've gone for a Desmond Tutu.
Yeah. I know we haven't been playing well, and I always say if you can't win, don't lose. 4 points from 2 games, and we've got that from the last 2 games. Get a point from here, 3 points against Newcastle next week. I think we fully deserve it. I know we've not been playing the best at the minute, but still get 4 points from 2 games. Still support them. I still want them to win. So hopefully we'll go on, get a point here, and then go and get 3 points against Newcastle next week at home, which will be well worth it.
Okay, I agree with you. There was a few people a bit downhearted against Southampton after the match, and I just think Premier League's not easy if you can pick up points and not lose away from home. Today's one of those games where I'd love us to win, but actually to come away with Villa Park today with a point would be a decent return. At the end of the season, you wouldn't look at a draw away at Southampton or Villa and be that disappointed. It's your home games, isn't it, Jamie? Like you say, Newcastle next Sunday. It's not going to be easy, but that's the 3 points.
Yeah, that should be a 3-pointer. We haven't done very well against Newcastle over the years, really, have we? Since we've been back in the Premiership. But we need to get something today. We can't lose today. We've got to improve the defensive lineup. To be honest, I thought when Johnny Evans came in, I thought the defensive lineup would improve. But it hasn't, has it? We're still making the same silly mistakes. Whether it's the pace at the back we're missing, I don't know. It'd be glad to see Fofana and Justin when they come in, see if they can make the changes when they're full and fit. But it's just that defensive line that I'm just a bit worried about. I mean, I'm hiding behind the sofa every time we have a free kick or a set piece.
Well,
I mean, you could literally play set piece.
Well, Ben, somebody commented earlier. Ben said, "What time are we?" I think it was Ben Morgan said, "Oh, what time are we letting in a goal from a set piece today?" We could almost.
You could play set piece bingo today, couldn't you?
Yes, you could do. Listen, Ivan watches. Ivan is like. He's one of our most pessimistic fans, but I love Ivan's comments. But he does say Villa are still on a new manager syndrome, which they are to an extent. I don't agree with Ivan that it's a definite loss, but they are on a bit of a bounce up with obviously Stevie Gerrard being there. You
do get it, don't you? Every time a new manager goes in, it's the first 3 or 4 games. They always pick themselves up, and then it goes back to how the manager wants to play. So hopefully. I mean, they've won the first 2 games and then lost to Man City, didn't they, midweek? So
they played well.
I did that. I didn't see it. Oh, God, here we go then. We've just got to make sure we don't concede that first goal. We've just got to make sure. Yeah. I mean, you know what, Phil? Even if this is going to be hard to say, if we lose, but we play well, I'd be happy with that. I know that sounds strange. Just we don't seem to. When we lose big time, don't we? But if we play well and lose, to the odd goal in 3 or lose 1-0 or 2-1, whatever. But if we play well, I don't mind that. It's just the way we've been playing. That's the problem I have. If we show signs of improvement, even if we lose and we show signs of improvement, then I'd be not happy with the result, but it's well on the way to recover. If we're playing well, but we're just not playing well, are we? We're just not playing well enough to be saying that.
Jamie, are you all right to stick around just for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, no problems.
We've got Matty Bonds. Click the link. I've shared the link and I will share it again. Matty's joining us, looking very relaxed there, Matty.
Oh, are we all right?
Yeah. How are you? Doesn't he look relaxed, Jamie, before a match?
He does. He does instead of driving that 10-ton truck he drives or whatever it is.
26-ton.
Oh, I was close. Is that with the horses or without the horses?
With the horses on.
Go on then, Matty. Matty, what's your take on today's team lineup? Makes sense with a big European match on later this week.
Yeah, not just the European matches coming up. I mean, December's it's packed, isn't it? It's very crammed, and you know, Vardy, 30, was he rising 34? He can't play every minute of every game, can he? Give Dakar a chance to prove himself as long as he gets the ball. You know, as long as he gets plenty of ball, which is what we've been lacking a little bit, trying to get the ball forward for scoring opportunities. So yeah, happy enough. But I'll be honest with you. I said to Jamie earlier in a message, a little bit nervous about today. To be honest with you, we've got that bounce factor in new managers, like we're saying. You know, Steven Gerrard, etc., etc. But yeah, we just need to see that we are putting it in. We've got a bit of fight, and we can, you know, get back to winning ways, and not just winning ways, but performance-wise. You know, that's my concern. But yeah, I think it's going to be tough today. I do, lads. I do. You know, but come on, let's be positive.
I am definitely. I'm going to put this on. I'm not stirring the pot. Steve Scott says Rodgers out, Lampard in, no matter what the result, which I find shocking. Jamie, I'm not going to push you too much because I know you're.
No, I know it, but there has been signs of improvement over the last. I know it was Watford. I know it was Napoli. Not Napoli. Legia Warsaw. Sorry. There's been signs of improvement. Southampton. There were signs of improvement. So it's going the right way. I'm still, like I say, I'm still not 100% sure on it, but it's going the right way. We've just got to keep getting positive results, and the more positive results we get, the more they're going to win me back.
Yeah, Matty, a couple of things for you to just react to here. Liam says, hope Madders can pick up his form. I think Madders' form has been improving, so that's one thing, Matty, to think about. Ivan, as well, has put in here about Inacho, and I must admit, I don't know what Inacho has to do to get into the starting 11, because today, if he's rotating...
I mean, I made a comment on Jamie's show this morning. What has Inacho done wrong? And, yeah, okay, he's changed the system a little bit. We're not playing two up top, but... even when we're not playing two up top, he doesn't get a start, does he? So, I mean, he was scoring goals for fun last season. I mean, and then also we're starting now. He hasn't had the game time. Even if he does start now, he hasn't had the game time. He's got to grow in confidence. He's got to get up to speed again. So, hello, are you there?
Yeah, we're still listening.
Yeah. So it looks a bit frozen to me. But he's got to get up to speed again. So, I mean, he's a damn good player and a good striker. So. I don't get it personally, but there you go. I'm not the manager.
It's comedy gold, isn't it, Jamie? But yeah, Nacho. I'd like to see him in there a bit. I'm quite looking forward to seeing Daka today because, like you said, that's what we paid the money for. But I do feel sorry for Nacho. He just feels like he can't get in.
Like Matty said, we've changed the system, haven't we? So we've tinkered with the system. We're not playing, even though we're playing five. We have been playing five at the back. We're not actually playing two up top, are we? We're playing more of a, I don't know what it is, a 5-2, a 5-3-2, but it's not quite that, is it? So it doesn't seem to fit that the way we're playing, where Brendan wants to play. He's changed his system of play. So unfortunately, but I mean, I think he scored something like 12, 13 goals at the end of last season. He got us through to the FA Cup final. He scored did he score the Community Shield winner? Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, from the spot.
So yeah, he scored the goals, but I just, like I say, I don't understand. The first 3 years were terrible, but the last year he was outstanding. Last year he would have been Player of the Year if he'd been like that form all season. But yeah, he's just got to take his chance. Last year he came in when Barnes got injured and Pereira got injured. So hopefully, if unfortunately if someone gets injured, he can come in and take the place of one of the strikers. But we just have to wait and see, won't we? But it's just tough on him. It's just tough. It's the way football is, isn't it?
Matty, Dorco has said here, Brendan Rodgers has got a lot more experience than Steven Gerrard as a manager, which he has. Matty, I've definitely seen Brendan Rodgers out-tacticked. That's not the right words, but out-coached in a game. Surely against Steven Gerrard, we wouldn't want to be seeing any of that today, would we?
Well, no, we certainly wouldn't. I mean, the young sorcerer, I think we made some comment on TalkSport this morning while I was listening. The young sorcerer outdoing the whatever. You have to help me out there. But,
well, yeah, because obviously, obviously Rodgers managed Gerrard quite famously in the season Liverpool should have won the title.
When he slipped up.
When he slipped up, yeah. Again. And also they're making quite a big thing of the Rangers Celtic whatever, you know. But no, I mean, Rodgers has to get it right today, and if there are substitutions, he has to get it right today. I think you probably agree there, but we'll see, won't we? I think Villa are probably still got the tails up, haven't they, from a new manager? And hopefully we have a reaction today.
Yeah, indeed. And Jamie, Riders Republic here on YouTube says everybody's saying playing Nacho, but he will drop the pace of the game. He does drop the pace of the game sometimes, but I just think he is that. He offers you so much more, especially in an away game, because he can hold up the ball a little bit for you. Can give you an outlet for Nacho. But
he seemed last year. He seemed to have a bit of a partnership. He seemed to know where Vardy was going to be all the time, didn't he? He could find him just by turning on the ball and laying a pass. I think he scored a goal against Villa last year. Could have even been the year before. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. And he just thread the ball through an eye of the needle to Vardy, and Vardy scored and made it 1-0. It's just, I think it's just the look of the draw in Nacho. I really think it's the look of the draw. It's just unfortunate that he's changed the style of play and he can't get back in the team properly, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those. Matty, score predictions today. Would you take a draw like Jamie, a 2-2?
Yeah, I think I would at this point. Yeah, I'll take any sort of draw. I don't care if it's a Desmond or a 0-0 or 1-1. I think an away point is a good point, as the old cliche says. And, if we took a point today, it's another point we have, and I think we'd move on from that, to be honest with you.
I think that's it, isn't it, Matty? It's a point away in the Premier League, keeps you moving forward.
I mean, let's not forget, this Premier League this season is really, really interesting in the fact that we look like we've got three teams that are, let's admit it, that they're head and shoulders above. I mean, the way they play football and the managers they have, they look like, it looks like a 3-horse race, doesn't it? And then we've got a middle 4-horse race. Okay, yeah, all right, but you know where I'm coming from, Phil, don't you?
I do, but I just picking up on that. I heard some stuff on Radio 5 yesterday and them talking about 3-horse racing and all like that. And it reminded me of the 2015-16 season where the media are already keeping West Ham out of this race. And I actually think they're on the edges of it.
I think they're absolutely fantastic this season, Phil.
Yeah, and it just reminds me of what we were like back then, where the media just is like, no chance.
But the point I was trying to make was there is a fourth spot, and then you've got a middle ground, which is also very, very interesting, which we're amongst of, and then you've got another fight in the sort of the bottom 5 or whatever. So the Premier League, it's not lost its interest, has it? It's still fascinating, and with a couple of wins, we're bang up there again, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, credit to West Ham yesterday; they were absolutely fantastic.
Well, they sort of showed, Jamie, how we should have played against Chelsea, maybe.
Yeah,
I said that yesterday. There was fight, there was passion, there was leadership, there was aggression at the right time. They wanted it. They wanted the ball. They wanted to play, and they were on the front foot from the first minute. I know Chelsea scored the first goal, and that was the first time Chelsea. Yes, and they had Chelsea scored the first goal. It was the first time they lost in 48 games after conceding the first goal, after being ahead at half time. Sorry, and it was just that's the way to play. That was the way to play Chelsea, and it's just a shame. It's just a bit of a shame that we can't play that well week in, week out. Because I think tough call for me, because I've got a lot of West Ham fans that West Ham are head and shoulders above us at the minute, far ahead of us at the minute in performance levels. I know they're only 3 or 4 points ahead of us, but no, about 6 points, isn't it? I think it is. But in performance level, no, they're so far ahead of us. West Ham have made huge strides this year, which we should have been. We should have made being on par with them. But we're just going to take it. Hopefully, the season's turned on its head. The last few years, we've had a season where we've started really well and finished really badly. Hopefully, this is the way it's going to happen this year. It's started badly and we finished really well. Hopefully, touch wood.
Yeah, indeed. Matty, I'm going to let you go then. Thanks so much for clicking and joining us. Lovely to see you. Enjoy the match.
Thanks for having me on.
Great to have Matty on again. Thank you, Matty. I'm just going to add Sean in before you go, Jamie. The famous Sean. Sean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
How are you? You're number one fan of Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Is that right, Sean?
Yes, that's right, Bill. Yes.
I assume you've got his shirt on today as well.
Yes, he's right there. He's in my heart.
Is he going to score today, Sean?
Yes. I could Lookman as well. Yeah. And yeah. Are we going to go for it?
You think we're going to go for it? What? We never know, Jamie, what score prediction Sean is going to say. It could be absolutely anything. Go on then, Sean.
It could be, couldn't it? It could be absolutely anything with Sean.
Give us your score
5-0.
prediction.
5,
there we
5-0.
There's been some entertaining games between Leicester and Villa over the years. I think I remember going to Villa Park. This is a long, long time ago. I've got a feeling I was at a 4-4 draw or something.
Yes, you would have been. You would have been.
Yeah.
We were 4-1 down, and then I think David Lowe got the equaliser in the last minute to make it 4-4.
Yeah, I know I was there, and I'm pretty sure it was 4-4. So, and I think we've won there 4-0 as well. A while back.
We had a 4-1 a couple of weeks ago, a couple of years ago, didn't we? We had a 4-1 a couple of years ago.
I'm struggling to see though, Sean, a 5-0 today to Leicester, but who knows? That's your honest. That's what you think it might go.
Yeah, and I think Barnes might score, but if he's struggling a bit, he must put on or Brighton on.
Yeah, or Brighton in the second half. Well, Jamie Vardy's on the bench, Sean. Just before we let you go, can you give us a massive come on, Leicester?
Come on, Leicester. Come on. Clean sheet. We need a clean sheet.
Yes, we do, Sean. Yes, we do.
A clean sheet and 5-0 for Sean. Every Leicester fan wants your match today, Sean. We're with you on that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Jackie says, would be awesome if Sean was right. Do you know what? I'd love to send Sean into the changing room some days at half time to show the players a bit of passion. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
Jamie, just go on. James Hill is saying, are you still Rodgers out, Jamie? Are you a bit more on the fence?
I mean, no, I'm still that side. But there has been signs of improvement. Yes, I know it was against Watford, who were a poor team. Yes, I know it was against Legia Warsaw. It was a poor team. Southampton, we were 2-1 down after some silly, sloppy mistakes, and we had chances to win in the second half. But the performances are coming back a little bit better. They were better than the one against Chelsea and the one against Arsenal. And there's numerous other results as well, and performances I can scroll off. But we have improved. And like I said earlier, if we keep improving performances, then yes, I will start climbing back over the fence from the dark side to the bright side.
Well, Ivan's with you. You're not the only one, by the way. Ivan's with you.
No, I know I'm not the only one.
Patrick says here, this is the flip side of the coin. He says, first corner Villa will score, and then we'll faff around for 20 minutes. Patrick also says this, Jamie. I haven't heard this. He says, pampered players flew to Birmingham today. They can't.
Nah, they want to
Birmingham.
Today. Unless they. They want to. It's only, I don't know, an hour up the road, is it? You know what, Patrick? I think Patrick's put the bait on the end of the rod, and you've just been caught with the biggest.
We could have. They can't. Honestly, you have to drive. You have to drive to Birmingham to get on a plane.
Well, and to the East Midlands, you're halfway there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just one thing though, Phil. I've been saying this improved performances. Do you think it's because of Madders has improved?
Well,
because he's scoring goals and assisting as well.
I'm just going to. I'll answer that, and I'm adding Jono in. Jamie, to answer your question there, somebody has put the comment in there. It's waiting. We get so many comments. I've not managed to put it on screen. Somebody put in, and I wanted to react to it, which is almost your question. They said, it's nice to see Madders playing well again so that he's getting talked about for a January transfer or a summer transfer. And I must admit, that does cross my mind a little bit with Madders, that is he playing back up to a higher level for that transfer? I don't know what you think, Jono.
I don't know. I think the way I'm performing this season, I think he might want to move because we've not been performing well enough to keep these. If we want to maintain Tielemans and Didi and all these high class players, we've got to be at the level as well the teams are at. And if we're not, then they're gone. So, but I don't think he's playing to move. I just think he's back on form.
Yeah, back on form. He is looking better, isn't he?
He's looking a lot better. I think he's got an injury that will always be with him. I think he's got a hip injury that will never shrug off. But at the moment, he's not flared up. He's playing really well, and I'm really happy that Kieran has got a start. I think that shows to me that we're not going to play defensive. I think we've got very attacking forward midfielders, which I think would prevent us from playing defensive tippy-tappy football.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jamie, we've sort of hoped maybe the tippy-tappy football's gone a little bit, but it probably hasn't, has it?
It did in the second half, didn't it? When Dewsbury Hall came on, it did in the second half. There wasn't so much. It was more of attacking. Like I said, either today or this morning, first form of defence is attack, and that's the way we've got to go, I think. And I think that's why he's playing Dewsbury Hall and Madison. You've got two attacking players up there that can feed Barnes and Luckwin and Vardy. So used to saying Vardy started, and Daka up top. I think we're going attack. Get the front foot straight from the first minute. Straight from the first minute. No messing about with it. Get your heads on the game and go for it from the very first minute. That's the only way, and take the game to Aston Villa. Because I think Aston Villa have got plans for us. I really do.
I think Brendan Rodgers, I think he's done well. I think he's made a good team choice. I don't think he could have easily played Samare and play. I think within Samare and Didi, they're both very defensive midfielders, but we've gone with Daka, very attacking, very pacey striker, two attacking wingers, two attacking midfielders, Castagno, Luke Thomas go on the front foot. So we've set up to go at Aston Villa's throat from the get-go. I think it'll be a great game. I think if we get in front early, or against Watford and Legia Warsaw, I think it'll be a good game.
Half an eye, Jono, though, on this week's Europa League, I think, today. More than half an eye.
I don't think so. If it was going half an eye, then Madison will be playing there. And definitely, if we were going half an eye, I think Madison will be playing. He would have played Chowdhury if that was the case.
What do you think, Jamie, to Anthony Beebe's comments here? He says the players don't like playing the Brendan Rodgers way. They're frustrated with it. I honestly think the fast attack is the players' rebellion because Brendan doesn't look happy when they do it. I do see frustration on the pitch some of the time, Jamie, on when we are playing this slow. They do look frustrated at times.
Well, it showed on Wednesday night, didn't it? That it was after about 20 minutes, we were still playing. I think what was the score? Just before we scored, we were 1-0 down, and we were playing back to back, side backs, and the crowd started booing because of the performance. And the players must get frustrating. I don't think we've got that. Soyuncu and Evans are not them type of players to play that kind of tippy-tappy football at the back. They like putting the foot on it and launching cross-field balls. We've seen it with Evans. We've seen it with Soyuncu doing the cross-field balls out to the Barnes and look what Evans on the wing and getting and driving. That's the way we've got to do it. Drive forward. Put the Aston Villa's defence under a lot of pressure with these cross-field balls. This tippy-tappy, you don't win games with possession. Now, you can have 80% possession. We won the league with 40% possession. You don't need to have this possession. And there's not every day the strikers are not going to get us out the mess by scoring more goals than we defend. Unfortunately,
what's the weather like? Is it
where
in Spain?
No, in Villa, in Aston Villa.
It's not snowing like last week.
It's gonna rain and it's a bit windy. It's a bit windy down there.
It's just because if it's it's just raining heavily, that also prevents us from tippy-tappy football. Because if we slip or make a mistake in the rain, then I think it's all set up to be on the counter-attack or out the gates attacking football. We can't sit the back. The setup doesn't allow it. We've got too many quick players and too many attacking players for it not to be.
Yeah, indeed. Now, listen, Jamie's gone for a 2-2. Jono, before we all wrap this up and go and settle down and watch the match today, because we're not doing a watch-along today, what's your score prediction, Jono?
We will concede. I have no faith in keeping a clean sheet. I'm going with 2-2.
The exact same as you, Jamie. He's going for a Desmond.
It is. Sky have just put up a stat that we faced 222 shots this year. That's the 19th best or the second worst, whichever you want to put it.
So we've letting a lot of shots come at us. 222
shots. That's an awful lot of shots. Our defence never used to be like that. something's not right there if we're letting that many shots in it. And it's not just down to Wes and JJ not being there.
No, it's something else. Someone put a comment earlier saying that the back room, like Fuchs and Moore, even though they weren't playing, they're big in the changing room. Maybe the attitude's gone. Maybe the experience has gone. So these players aren't picking up with this, and maybe that's also, we've got a lot of experience that's no longer with the club. So maybe that's the thing with it.
See, I've been saying this for ages about Seagrave, about the training centre. It was just in a housing estate at the back, and people and the players actually saw the common man, the working man, do what they normally do day in, day out. Now they've gone up to Seagrave, they're pampered for absolutely all their needs, what they want are there. So whether it's working against us having this £100 million trade, as much as it's good, it could be working against us.
I think in the long run, I hear what you're saying, Jamie. That touch with the common man, it's gone, long gone. The players are in different stratospheres.
There's no interaction. Did you see after the West Ham game yesterday? The West Ham players went to the fans afterwards and were in the crowd signing autographs and having photos and giving shirts and high-fiving. You don't see that anymore at Leicester. You don't see it. Very rarely you see the players. They're actually going into the crowd. I mean, not just standing on the touchline waving at them, actually going into the crowd.
We're getting into a different debate, but I do know what you mean. I know at an away game, the players come up to you and give you a nice bit of a clap, briefly. I do think at home games, it feels a bit strained at times that they can be even asked to just come vaguely to... I sit in the family stand and they sort of get to just about the halfway line and give you a bit of a clap, and you think, well, you could come over a little bit and just have a bit of interaction with the fans, like you said. But that's a different debate for a different day, Jamie. Let's focus
we'll try it one day.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Anthony backing you up there a little bit. He says £100 million on the training ground and a lot more injuries.
Yeah. So I'm just watching. Go on, John.
We've always been injury prone. We've suffered injury the last 3 seasons. Nothing has changed. But I don't think, obviously, with Seagrave is trying to prevent injuries because we've got the best. We'll have the best medical team and the best facilities to help people recover. But I just think the reason why we were so injury prone is because we didn't have the squad depth.
Yeah.
And we'll
indeed
play into the ground.
Right, lads, it's about just over 10 minutes till kick-off. Jono, thanks for joining us. You've gone for a 2-2. Jamie's gone for a 2-2. I actually think it is going to be a draw, but my heart is going to overrule that and say 2-1 to Leicester. So just because the head is saying draw, heart is going to say win. We'll be back at half-time. If any of you guys want to join us, that would be absolutely great, and full-time. So thanks to Jono. See you later.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks to Jamie. We'll see you after the match.
Cheers, all. Yes, unless it's actually dire performance in the first half, then you might see him at half-time.
See you then. We'll see Jamie either at half-time, full-time, whatever. But thanks. Keep getting your comments in. As I say, apologies today. There's no watch-along today, but we will be back for normal for the Napoli game on Thursday. We're doing it old school. You, me, whoever wants to click on the link. Half-time, I'll see you there. Hopefully we won't be ranting. Hopefully we'll be having some fun. So do come and join me then, and I'll see you at half-time. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.